We are in the era of madness, aren't we? I mean, every day there's a report of something which is just a bit stupid, a bit mad, a bit bonkers, a bit crazy. And here is another one. Here we go. As of, I think it's the 17th of this month, Wales's default speed limit drops to 20 miles an hour. Here it is. 20 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen, in the residential zone. Let's have a look at what this says. And this is all of Wales. But if you're in Cornwall, don't think that you're laughing as you go on the A303. Is it the 303 that goes down through Cornwall? And then you've got lots of lovely, beautiful beaches to go and visit. Let's see what Wales is doing first of all here. The default speed limit in Wales has been dropped from 30 to 20 miles an hour in built-up and residential areas, and the change will come from the 17th of September. So bear that in mind as we start getting very close to it. From that date, the maximum speed you can drive on restricted roads will be 20 miles an hour. The Welsh Government defines a restricted road as roads with street lights spaced no more than 200 yards apart, usually located in residential built areas. Now, 20 miles an hour, it's for your safety. We've got to get people walking about again. And I've got no problems with them walking about, but do people really walk on the road? I don't know that they walk on the road. They usually walk on the pavement. People need to take back the responsibility for themselves. If they see a vehicle coming along at any speed, they really need to work out, am I able to cross the road? Should I walk on the pavement? And if I can't get across the road, I'll wait for that vehicle to pass. That's usually the best policy. Or go to a crossing in which the vehicle will either stop, like a zebra crossing, or at one of these pelican light crossings when you press the button. That's normal procedure. People aren't thick, they're not stupid. But what does 20 miles an hour do to an engine? You can't get it up into third gear or fourth gear. You're going to be permanently in 20 miles an hour gear. Well, of course, I forgot. That's because they want us all to drive in milk floats, don't they? Do you remember the old milk floats, the old battery-operated milk floats? That's what they want us to do, is to glide silently on these milk floats, disguised as cars, of course, because nothing is going to be going above 20 miles an hour. And you can bet your bottom dollar that if this goes ahead, of course, those areas that were 40 may well now come down to 30. Those areas that are 50 will probably come down to 40, and so on, to the point that it wears you down. Why would you want to be in a car when you can actually cycle or walk faster? Well, if it rains, you might want to be in a car. If the air is full of pollutants, like all the various things that you see in the chemtrails, you might want to actually be in a car. If it's cold and wet and freezing, you might also want to be in a car, because being on a bicycle on icy roads is not nice. So there may be reasons. You may have a lot to carry. You may have other passengers. You may have people who are ill and infirm. You may have a long journey to go and you're not physically fit or able to do it. You may want to have a change of clothes. You may not want to get sweaty. You may not want to be outside. You may want to sit in an environment in which you can drive safely and listen to the radio or a podcast or such as you're going along. You may just want a little bit of freedom to make your own decision and not have it made for you. So, there we go. 20 miles an hour, new urban roads to get 20 mile an hour speed limits. I don't know where that goes, but here we go. Another article, same sort of thing. But what about in Cornwall? So this is the Cornwall story, and it's on the cornwall.government website. 20 mile an hour speed limits to come in. Let's go down and see. Cornwall is one of the first rural areas to reduce speed limits from 30 to 20 in built-up areas. This will make roads safer for everybody, although cars, of course, their gears and the engine may not like being revved so highly. The early phase of delivery has been implemented, and the results will help inform future phases, it says. So they've already done it then, apparently. Case for 20 mile an hour across Cornwall is obviously going to come out. Research provides a case for introducing 20 mile an hour speed limits. There is a strong link, it says here. And this is the government giving us the strong link. Come on, tell us what it is then. Between traffic speed and the severity of injury when a collision occurs. Well, clearly, if you're going at 30 and you hit somebody, it's going to make a lot more damage to that person than if you're going at 20 miles an hour. You've got a ton or half a ton, however heavy a car is, hitting you at any speed is not nice. Even a small speed, a bump on the legs, can be quite bad, can be enough to knock you over and possibly you bang your head and kill you. I mean, perhaps if cars didn't go at all, if they didn't move, that would be less dangerous. That seems to be what they're saying in this. I mean, clearly, a car going at 60 miles an hour is going to do more damage to you than it is if it's going at 5 miles an hour. But that's not an argument to have the cars not on the road. We have road tested this for what? How long have cars been on the road? Nearly 100 years, hasn't it? At those sort of speeds. We know what it's like. This is a nonsense. This is purely to get at motorists. What else does it say? It says residential roads. Here we go. It says residential roads and built-up areas should be 20 miles an hour. Provides many road safety, social and environment benefits. Yeah, I mean, more frustrated people behind the wheel, speeding up unnecessarily because they're frustrated, anger, road rage, of course, all those things, very, very good. Slower speeds help to promote livable streets and encourage active travel. This will support Cornwall's ambition to be carbon neutral by 2030. I suppose all that revving as you're trying to get in and out of first to second gear and then back down to first and stopping and starting as you're not actually managing to get a flow of traffic going is, of course, going to be helping to get your traffic down to carbon neutral. I can't see how exactly that works, but that seems to be the policy. Making our streets safer, it says here, making our streets safer. This will reduce casualties, increasing child and adult activity levels. So people will presumably then walk more on the roads. Is that what they're saying? Providing a safe environment. This will encourage people to walk and cycle. I can understand cycling, yeah, but as I said, more people will be desperately trying to get round the cyclists as they can only go to 20 miles an hour and won't be able to overtake. And of course, no doubt there'll be more cameras everywhere trying to ensure that this happens. And so there's more surveillance everywhere, which is, lovely, isn't it? Nice to have those cameras taking our biometrics and knowing exactly where we're going at any one time, who we're talking to and what we're speaking about, because nowadays they can put microphones on those high-powered microphones that can record your conversation. And that, totted up with the mobile phone, the mobile tracker that you carry about with you, purposely sending information to the government, you may as well just write a letter and give them a log of everything you've done and said anyway and be done with it. What else have we got here? Supporting climate change declaration. Oh, that myth about climate change, about the man-made climate change that here in the UK, where we contribute about 1% to the overall planet's climate, that gas, the CO2 that we desperately need. Okay, so the government's still on that hoax. They must be the only ones now that still. Oh, mainstream media, of course, and a few other naive people. So this will include lower emissions, will it really? And it will create a stronger sense of pace. As more and more people become frustrated because they're late to work, they cannot get stuff done because they've lowered the speed that things will go in. And if you think that your parcels that you're getting from these online places are going to be quicker for you, well, think again. those poor people who are on 0 hours, who are trying to get as many parcels done in a day, now are going to be slower at their work, less time. They're going to be frustrated, just as you'll be frustrated waiting for those parcels to arrive. Yeah, it's does sound like a great policy. And if you think because you just happen to live somewhere else in the UK, not in Wales or in Cornwall, don't think it's not going to happen to you. This is like they're the test bed, aren't they? They're going to happen everywhere. It's coming across, and there's bugger all, it seems, that we can do about it. Well, the thing is, we need a new government. We need a new way of governing. The system that we've got in the Houses of Parliament, that seems to be dead in the water. They're just dictating stuff that we never asked for. We didn't want it. Nobody went banging on their door saying, can we have 20 miles an hour, please? No one's asked them for the digital IDs and the CBDCs and the net zero. They just pushed it on us. They've just pushed it on us. Well, we're paying for that. They are our servants. They think they are our masters and betters. They're not. They are our servants. And if they're doing the things that we don't ask for, we need to make them redundant and say, thank you very much, but no thank you, and we'll get a different way of governing ourselves. Perhaps the whole Houses of Parliament, that for-profit business that's there to collect as much money from you as possible, maybe that has got to go, and we need to take back responsibility for ourselves and work out how we can govern with the fewer rules, less cameras and biometrics, and be free once again.